It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, my name is Tyrone Lowe, owner of T-Lowe Video Productions. And in the house of the legends, I have the fabulous Vicky Ryan. Vicky, welcome to my show, The Legends.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so let's cut the chase. Let's talk about your beginning. How did you actually become a singer?
Wow. Just like many other singers, I got my start in the church. I am the daughter of a pastor. And so quite naturally, I grew up singing in the choir. And later on, I had aspirations of becoming this big singing star. And fortunately for me, I had a grandmother who lived in New York. She lived in Long Island.
Okay.
And so I decided that I was ready. Senior year in high school, I'm ready to go. And so ended up leaving home. Parents weren't too pleased about that, but my mind was made up. I wanted to be a star. So went to visit my grandmother and ended up staying there, and attended a high school called Hempstead High. Hempstead High is very well known as having a musical theater program, a very good one, by the way.
Right.
And ended up singing in the choir and also taking lead parts in plays. And someone that I was in a play with had mentioned a club to me called Paradise Garage and asked me, had I ever been there? And I'm like, no, never been there. I said, well, we're going to go. So we slipped away one weekend and went to the Paradise Garage. And this was the night that Grace Jones was there. And I had never, first of all, I had never been in a venue like that, where the sound system was just so awesome, let alone just being in a place where so many people, you could just feel the intensity and the spirit of people who loved music and who loved to dance. And the music that I heard was very similar to what I had grown up singing, and that was gospel. So in between the different songs and stuff, I just started picking up the tunes and started singing along, and people who were dancing started looking back at me to say, who is that doing all that singing and stuff? And at that point, I just lost my mind. I wanted to be in the garage. This was the place for me. And that same night, ironically, I ended up meeting a gentleman that was security, and he became my boyfriend that same night. His name was Reno Morales. And fortunately for me, Reno knew a lot of people in the industry. And so Reno ended up introducing me to a lot of people that was in the music business and told them that I could sing. And so from that point on, that same night, actually, my first night, I ended up meeting Marshall Jefferson, not knowing that he and I would be recording together. That's a wonderful story, because that was actually my first introduction to having a big recording contract, if you will. But my first actual experience with recording came in the form of b-boy music, breakdancing music.
Okay.
A lot of people would be familiar with. And it's a song called Love's Gonna Get You.
Okay.
And it has that strong b-boy beat. And from that point on, I just started meeting more people and started doing a lot of live projects, which they needed background singers, and started doing a lot of piano bars in New York City. Singing as you will. When you say piano bars, the first thing people think about is, these luxury hotels, which I did do, but I sang for tips.
Okay.
So, that got old fast. That got old pretty fast. So basically, I got my start, and I owe it all to the Paradise Garage. That was my inspiration from there.
Growing up as a singer, who influenced you?
Well, my greatest influences growing up, I'd have to say people like Nancy Wilson,
Okay.
Shirley Bassey, because these were the individuals that my parents listened to. A lot of jazz.
Okay.
So have a very heavy jazz influence. And of course, gospel music, like the Hawkins family.
Okay. Yes.
James Cleveland, a lot of singers that contributed to a lot of his different collaborations. Gospel singers such as Shirley Caesar. But I'd have to say, and to go on with that list, of course, would be Chaka Khan. Um, Gosh, I can't think of her name now. Phyllis Hyman.
Okay.
Phyllis Hyman. So yes, those were great inspirations to me.
And for the viewers, what was your first single?
Love's Gonna Get You.
Okay.
Love's Gonna Get You, the B-boy single that is still being played a lot.
Okay.
This was back in I want to say it was released in 83.
Okay.
83, back in 1983.
Okay. So name some of the producers that you have worked with.
Producers that I've worked with, Shedrick Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with him for Fly Guy Productions. A lot of people may know him because he's produced a lot of songs with Keisha Jenkins. I believe the young lady at Diva. He's got a lot of songwriting credits. Have also worked with Marshall Jefferson. I have worked with Cassio Ware.
Big shout out to Cassio Ware.
Big shout out. Have worked with Spin.
Okay.
DJ Spin did mixes on one of my projects, and have worked with Larry LeBert.
Okay.
And Big Moses.
Okay.
I've also worked with him as well. And gosh, I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. But if I do, I'm hoping it'll come to me in a little bit.
It probably will. You know, for the viewers to know, you're a highly educated woman. So let's talk about that.
Okay. I went all the way to the 12th grade, as I mentioned earlier.
Right.
I did go to high school, but transferring to New York in my senior year of school made it very difficult for me to pass what's called a Regents exam, because Louisiana is a lot different from the education that is provided in New York, which means New York is way ahead. Mm-hmm. Of course, kids were using computers, and I had never seen, a place where you could actually go in a classroom and you had a computer, a laptop that was actually dedicated to you. So they told I didn't do well on the Regents exam, and keeping in mind I'd auditioned for NYU's musical theater program. And because they told me that I'd have to repeat 12th grade again, I said, I'm not going back to school. I'm going on the road. And so that was my choice then. Right. And I did do exactly that. Traveled with a lot of plays, not Tyler Perry, but plays that were very similar to Tyler Perry. Did a lot of traveling with different bands and things of that nature, from the East Coast to the West Coast. However, my mother was not impressed. Okay. And so my mother had said a few things to me that she felt that I was living beneath my potential. She said I had a lot of untapped potential. So with that being said, I ended up getting a GED. Being that I had gone all the way to the 12th grade, it really wasn't a very difficult thing. I just had to refreshen myself a little bit, pick up where I left off. Right. Got my GED and ended up attending a community college for a little while, and then got that show business itch again, and started doing some music production. Right. Then again, my mother and I, we had another talk, and it wasn't a pleasant one. And of course, it was the one that most parents have with their kids. You want to do this, but what will you have to fall back on? Right. So as a result of that, ended up going ahead, getting a GED. From that point on, received my call in the ministry.
Okay.
And so I went on to seminary and completed my 4 years of seminary, obtained a bachelor's degree in Christian ministry with a focus in psychology and counseling. And then from that point went on to Tulane University School of Social Work and obtained a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I am pursuing my doctorate degree, which I will be graduating next year, December 2021.
Well, all right.
I'm so excited about that. And I have to say that it has been amazing to be able to transition from the music business into the world of academia, because it's a huge difference.
Okay. Well, Vicky, we're going to take a little break and we're going to come right back, and we're going to do a little commercial break, okay?
Okay.
Right, so stay tuned, viewers.
With coronavirus still spreading, people at higher risk must take extra precautions. You're at higher risk if you are over 65, or if you have any serious underlying medical conditions, like heart disease, chronic lung disease, diabetes, or if your immune system is compromised for any reason. If you're at higher risk, wash your hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face. Disinfect frequently touched objects. And wash up after being in public spaces. And when it comes to social situations, less is better. Stay 6 feet or 2 arm lengths away from other people. Better still, stay home if you can. If you're sick, please stay home and away from others. And if you think you've been exposed to the virus, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. In challenging times, the choices you make are critical. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
Go to that.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
My assignment, my calling is to inspire, uplift.
You have to make sure your people are partying.
All I want to do is just bring joy to the dance floor and watch people dance.
Hello, my name is Tyrone Lowe, and I'm back with the glamorous Vicky Ryan. So, Vicky, you know, for upcoming artists that's coming up right now, do you have any suggestions for them? You know, anything that would actually influence them to be better artists?
Oh, absolutely. Wow. The first thing that I would suggest is you learn as much as you can about the business. Show business, as it's been often said, is 95% business, 5% show. And so that would be the first thing I'd say. Learn as much as you can about show business itself. Get yourself a good lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, show business has changed a lot.
It has.
I actually started. And it would be a very smart thing for anyone that's involved in show business to write your own material. Because back in the day, you know, people were just satisfied with just singing. And at that time, if you sang on an album, you were negotiating 33 and a third, I believe. That's what you get from the sales of vinyl. But since we're no longer doing vinyl now and everything is on the internet, it's very easy. Well, let's just say it's very hard to be compensated for your work. So if you want to be compensated as an artist, my advice to you is to write your own material, lyrics, for example. Learn as much as you can about the business. Become incorporated.
Okay.
Start your own label if you can. Learn as much as you can about production. And when I say production, for example, if you're a singer, learn how to record yourself. It's simple things as that. And look forward to making an investment in equipment, like a good mic, and learning software, the software that we record at, such as GarageBand and other different types of software. That'll get you very far.
Okay. So, you know, it's funny because when you were in New York and you were with Casio, I was trying my best to get you on my show to get to the Bronx, to the TV studio. But I missed you, and Casio was like, well, she left. I was like, wow, you know. But I'm glad I have you on my show, you know, and, you know, thanks for being so informative to the people. But another thing I want to ask you, though, you know, what's your future like? What do you actually got in store for the future?
Well, what I'm looking forward to is future on the music. As far as music, I'm looking forward to going to South Africa.
Okay.
Place that I've always wanted to go. Lots of different producers out of South Africa have contacted me. And as a matter of fact, I was supposed to be in South Africa in March.
Okay.
I'm in school, but school sort of is flexible for me. I'm in a particular program, but it would have allowed me time to go to South Africa for a couple of weeks and come on back and pick it up. But of course, because of the COVID, I was unable to fulfill my obligations in that manner. But that's first and foremost what I'd like to do. I'd love to go to South Africa and record. I'd love to go to England and record, and to Germany and to Italy and work with a lot of producers there that I've listened to and that I've admired.
Right.
And ultimately, as far as career-wise, I'd always like to be connected to music because I have a nonprofit organization, and I've always imagined me using revenue that I gain from my music to finance my nonprofit organization.
And what's the name of your nonprofit organization?
The name is A Place in the Sun.
Okay.
It's called A Place in the Sun, and what it is a one-stop social service shop. You get a little tired when you say it, but it is a social service agency that will cater to the needs of youth at risk, persons that are reentry from being incarcerated, homeless women with co-occurring disorders who have a mental diagnosis.
Okay.
And also low-income elderly and disabled.
Okay.
So you're looking at three major populations, and ultimately it is to teach at a university or college and to actually set up a transitional housing program where people can come and get good counseling, families can be reunified, and people can decide they want to live again. So any dreams that have been lost, or any people that have just been discouraged and have lost their way, as a result of being a participant in the program that I've envisioned, those people will decide that they want to live, and we will equip them with the tools they need to do exactly that. Not only to live, but it's most important to thrive. And so that's what I envision. I envision people deciding that, hey, look, I want to live, and just equipping people with the tools they need in order to make it happen.
That is so cool. You know, it's a whole lot about you, you know, that meets the eye, and I'm very flattered, you know, and things of that nature. Hopefully in New York, you can come right over here and you can record something, you know,
Oh,
and
yes.
hopefully we can do something, you know.
Listen, you know my number. Look, I stay ready.
You know,
I stay
that's so
ready.
cool. So, how's the quarantining? How is it treating you? How is it, you know?
Quarantine has been quite interesting. I have been on a one person campaign as far as trying to encourage people to go back to school. Take advantage of this time. I'm sort of, you know, the kind of person who you know likes to takes lemons and make lemonade.
Right.
You know, to put it in a language that everybody can understand, because this time will pass.
Right.
But as it's passing, you know, my biggest thing is for individuals to make an investment in themselves. For example, if you've always wanted to be in the music business, take this time. There are so many tapes on YouTube where you can learn how to operate different software. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. Take a class. Start with a class. But whatever that is, whatever that is, take this time to reinvest in yourself.
Okay.
And even if that meant waking up every day and just journaling, journaling. And I'm a very spiritual person. Even if that means doing some self observation, some self cleaning, if you will.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I've been doing during this time of having to remain inside.
That's a good thing that you're redeeming yourself. Well, Vicky, you know, it's been an honor for you to have you on my show.
Thank you.
You know, viewers, after this segment, she's going to do a live performance, and I hope that y'all guys enjoy it. Vicky, I love you. And,
I love you too, Tyrone.
You know, and hopefully we will definitely get in the future and do something and things of that nature. And this is Tyrone Lowe from T Lowe Video Productions. And I hope you guys got a lot out of this lady here. And I thank you guys for being on my show. Thank you.
Ready? I love.
I love
the engine that makes all things go. And you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, no, I love you for that. Honest and selfless, I don't know if this helps it, but good job. You're doing a good job, a good job, good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.